not another race like it in the world.
We build ourselves up for this thing for 12 months, but when you actually get there, you definitely get a few extra butterflies in your tummy.
It really is special and it's different, and there's that anticipation of, God, I'd love to win,
Each year there's a drama of some description and an exciting story.
Once a year, 120,000 people flock to Aintree Racecourse in Liverpool, England, for the world's most famous horse race, the Martel Grand National. It's an event with a rich history and one with many remarkable stories attached. None more so than the tale of Red Rum. Rummy, as he became known to his legion of devotees, is the only horse to have won the gruelling steeplechase 3 times. On the other 2 occasions he ran, he finished second. The spotlight first fell on the gelding in 1973 in his first Grand National appearance. Just yards from the line, he edged past the exhausted Crisp in one of the most dramatic finishes ever seen at Aintree.
He was a very, very fit horse, and a horse who was tremendously well in himself. But the horse itself had a great love for the course, and he loved it. You know, each fence was a challenge to him. He was very much a professional horse. You know, he had to think his way around. He was very, very special, and I was very, very fortunate to be sort of, you know, involved with him.
Former taxi driver and second-hand car salesman Donald Ginger McCain trained Red Rum throughout the glory days. In 1972, he was sent out by Liverpool-born millionaire Noel the Mayor to buy a horse that could challenge for the big one. But to his despair, only a day after buying him, he discovered that his acquisition had a career-threatening foot disease.
And the next day, we're riding out, and now we rode out, and we always went down onto the beach at Southport. We did all our work on sand, by the edge of the sea and things like that. And they came to trot up on the beach, and the horse was lame. I thought, damn it, I've done 6,000 guineas of my owner's money on a lame horse. So we didn't canter him. I said to him, Robin, get off in the sea with him, which he did. And the horse came out of the sea sound.
The salty waters had cured Red Rum's pedalostitis, and the legend began. After the dramatic success of '73, he repeated it the following year. Then in 1977, at the age of 12, the horse who'd been bred for flat racing once again won the world's most arduous steeplechase. It was his 3rd win that guaranteed Red Rum's immortality in the minds of horse racing fans around the world.
And you know, come what may over the next however long the Grand National lasts, when those horses go galloping past or across that line, those winners cross that line, the old horse will be there and saying, yes, well done, but I did it 3 times.
After his death in 1995, Rummy was buried alongside Aintree's winning post, forever to be linked with the great race. The horse Crisp, who Red Rum beat in the first of his triumphs, was ridden by Richard Pittman, whose son Mark also experienced the disappointment of losing on the long run-in whilst aboard Garrison Savannah in 1991. Now a trainer, Mark finished 2nd again last year with Smarty, and this time around, with the same entry, he's looking to go one better. Yet he remains under no illusion as to why the race is so difficult to win.
Well, there's a massive amount of prize money. I mean, there's £500,000 up for grabs. The course itself is tricky. You need a horse that's got great staying ability. It's over 4.5 miles, 30 fences, so they've got to be very sound in every department, and they've got to be a good horse. You've got to have a large slice of luck, because you can be the best jumper in the world, but if somebody happens to fall in front of you, there's not a lot you can do about that.
Success would see Pittman emulate another of Aintree's legends. His mother Jenny is the only woman to have trained a national winner. Mark hopes that some of the magic of Aintree, which his mother so enjoyed, will rub off on him. But whatever the result, Pittman is looking forward to the buzz of the occasion.
It's always a very special atmosphere. The people from Liverpool come out and support it. Well, people from all over the world come and support it. But there's a lot of, obviously being based in Liverpool, there's a lot of local people there. They make a big effort for the day.
Martel Grand National is not only one of the sporting events of the year, but also a social extravaganza. It forms the highlight of a 3-day race meeting at Aintree, which this year enjoyed record-breaking crowds. In the UK alone, more than 10 million people bet over £120 million on the day of the big race. Over the 3 days, 30,000 cocktails, 15,000 bottles of wine, and 150,000 pints of beer are consumed. Since the days of Red Rum, the event and Aintree itself have changed a great deal. As a venue, Aintree now incorporates a 9-hole golf course, holds concerts, and even provides facilities for couples to get married. The National is now also big business. Race sponsors Martel have struck up the biggest sponsorship deal in British racing history, worth over £4.5 million over 6 years. As the race continues to grow in stature in the UK, so does its impact worldwide. After the Super Bowl and the English FA Cup final, the National is now the most widely viewed one-off annual sporting event in the world, with an estimated TV audience of 650 million in 120 countries. One of the places where the National has a huge appeal is Hong Kong. For the past 7 years, a strong link between Aintree, Martel, and this unique corner of the People's Republic of China has been established. The race is shown live at the Martel Cup evening, which takes place at Happy Valley. This is also the second year that the race has been beamed live all across China on terrestrial TV. With their insatiable appetite for gambling, those racegoers at Happy Valley don't need much encouragement to have a flutter on happenings elsewhere. The betting turnover on the Grand National exceeds 20 million Hong Kong dollars. So what's the appeal of steeplechasing to those used to flat racing?
Well, it's quite special. It's very exciting and a great race. I watch it every year.
With those fences, the Martel Grand National is just such a unique race. Everyone I know in Hong Kong really enjoys it.
After the evening's racing at Happy Valley is finished, those in attendance get ready for the big race from Aintree. Back in the UK, after all the build-up, the 155th Grand National gets underway. And the 40 runners and riders charge to the first fence. The commotion sees 9 horses crash out, including the top-weight Marlborough and the highly fancied Paris Pike. By the start of the second circuit, despite the good going, just over half of the field remains. Mark Pittman's horse Smarty is pulled up at the 9th. With the notoriously difficult fences taking their toll and loose horses causing the usual problems, only 11 runners finish. On the mammoth 494-yard run-in, a thrilling battle develops between the grey What's Up boys and Bindaree. Having looked beaten at the elbow, Bindaree, ridden by Jim Colotti, stages a dramatic fight back. He powers home to join an elite group of champions who've conquered the hardest race in the world.
There are no other fences in the world like those Grand National fences. They're a complete contrast to any other fences jumped anywhere in the world. And a horse will go there, and either he'll jump them or he'll back off and say, hey, hang on a minute, this isn't for me.
The lucky punters around the world who pick the 20-to-1 shot collect their winnings, whilst for those connected with Bindaree, winning the prestigious race may lead to untold riches and opportunities. No other event on the racing calendar quite catches the public's imagination around the world like the National. And in 12 months' time, the Martel Grand National showstopper will be rolling into a house, village, town or city near you. And that's a cert.